Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa McCreary, and I am one of the trainers here at AHCP, and I am so very happy that you guys are here with me today. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. As for me, I gotta admit, I spent the weekend in Tampa, Florida, beautiful Tampa, Florida. Which actually had much, much better weather than what we had here in Ohio. So needless to say, I had a fabulous weekend, guys. Today is Monday, February 27, 2023, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into this meeting with our quote for the week. And this week quote is actually, we're gonna try and finish up Black History Month this month with a quote from Jackie Robinson. For those of you who may not know Jackie Robinson, and I hope that's very few of you, he was the first African American to play in Major League Baseball. And what Jackie Robinson said is, a life is not important except in the impact that it has on other lives. I must say that Jackie really practiced what he preached because his life definitely forever changed the face of baseball as we know it today. I hope all of you know that as agents, we have the power to change lives every single day. We have the power to change the quality of someone's life every single day. Living without good health insurance can be really a nightmare for some people. It's almost like having an army without soldiers, and you definitely can't do much with an army without soldiers. So if there's a battle, really there's nothing you can do. And health insurance is pretty much the same way, because if we have a battle in our health and we do not have good health insurance, we are in a very bad way. So when done right, what all of you do as health insurance agents has a major impact on the lives and families you touch. So let me say first thing this morning, thank you to all of you agents out there that are helping so many people with things that matter most to them and impacting the lives of the people that you touch. Agents, well done, and thank you for that. So as again, welcome my friends to Motivational Monday, and I'm happy to have you guys here. So as usual, we are going to start with our tip for the week. And then we're actually, unfortunately, we do not have our sales and shout outs for this week. We did not get that information, but we do have our sales tip for the week. So this week, we're going to talk about customer service. Customer service is a huge impact on everything that we do, and we're going to talk about it a little bit today. But first, let's start out first with our tip for the week. Now, I don't know if you guys knew that within the AHCP sales website, there is a training library for Quoted. And I encourage you guys to all go out there and check it out. As you know, Quoted is an amazing CRM tool. It allows us all to manage our customers, whether that be individual health or Medicare quoting. It helps us with all of that. It really optimizes your time that you're spending with your clients, because you don't have to fumble around so much, because everything you need is right there. However, the problem is, if you don't know how to use this great tool, it's not going to do you very much good. So I encourage all of you guys to go out there, and I have put the website of where you're going to go on AHCP sales on the screen right now. I'll leave it there for a minute. So if you find yourself having problems with using Quoted, or feel like you don't know all that Quoted has to offer, I encourage you to go on to ahcpsales.com/quoted-information/ and learn a little bit more. I'm sure you're going to find that information extremely valuable. As for our sales and shout outs, I am completely bummed because this is my most favorite part of the day, but it will be back next week. So next week, look for those sales and shout outs to be back. So let's go right into our sales topic for the week, which are 5 tips that is going to help you improve your customer service. You guys know that, and I hope you know that customer service is really not just a department within our organization, or it's not just a department that you give to your clients to call when they have a problem. Good customer service is truly an experience, and it really can make all the difference in our customers' decision to do business with you, as well as building your brand, because your customer service says a lot about your brand. And people talk, you guys, you know they do. Personally, I have always gone for the wow factor. For those of you who don't know what the wow factor is, it is really when you are taking actions to make your client feel extra special, extra important, and you are going above and beyond their expectations. So we're going to examine this a little bit today. So when it comes to customer service in the insurance industry, insurance is a very people-centric business, and great interpersonal skills are a must. So what do I mean by people-centric business? What I mean is that it is where you put people to the heart of what you do. Really, the people that you are serving really are your motivators when you are a people-centric business. For those of you who are money-driven, and all of us are, we have families to feed and we want to be able to earn a good living, and it's nothing wrong with that. What I have found in the 25 years that I have been working in this industry is that, and I've done everything from being a financial advisor, a coach, a director, a mentor, all of those things. What I have found is that if you are giving the time to your customers to give them what they need and more, the money is going to come. I guarantee you, if you do that, the money is going to come, and it's going to come abundantly, because not only are your customers going to want to stay with you, they're going to tell everybody they know about you. So you're talking about building your brand. That's a great way to build your brand. Then when it comes to those interpersonal skills that I'm talking about, I want to talk about that just very briefly. We're talking about having good listening skills, making sure that you're not interrupting your clients, because you guys, you know that as insurance people, we have the gift of gab. So sometimes we have to tailor that back a little bit to make sure that we're listening to our clients. Making sure, guys, that you are being positive. We don't need any kind of negative Nellies out there. Many times we can talk to our clients, and our clients out there, they're negative. They can be sometimes downright nasty, but you have to hold your composure, and you have to stay that positive influence in helping your customers. Don't be confrontational. Be kind, everyone. Have empathy for your clients. Try to understand what your clients' pains are, not just try and be a problem solver, which we are, but try to genuinely understand the pains that they are having. Be able to say no in a way that protects your client and your organization. So we can't always say yes to everything. And if you are that person that's doing that, you really are setting yourself up for failure, because every answer is not a yes, but there is a way that you can say no and still protect your credibility and your organization, and help your client understand that what they're looking for is not something that might be good for them. And last but not least, I want to make sure you guys remember your values and your morals when you're helping your clients. Very, very important. One thing I do want to mention also is there are some very bad agents out there. You guys know it. I know it. We have some carriers we like more than others. The worst thing you can do, and this is all a part of customer service, is to talk bad about any carrier or any other agency out there. My thing is, if I don't have anything good to say, I'm just going to not say anything at all. I think that is a good practice to make sure that you're looking at. The next thing I want to mention is good customer service often sets competitors apart from one another in highly competitive businesses like insurance. So we are in a very competitive business. There are so many different insurance agencies out there. Make sure that your customer service is saying more than what your competitors' customer service is saying. Okay, so let's talk about why I'm even bringing this up with a few statistics that are out there. So when we talk about customer service, 54% of customers make purchasing decisions based on customer service. I know that I am definitely that person. I will shop at a certain store. I will do business with certain people based on the customer service I get. And I don't give second chances. Many of your clients are not giving second chances, no matter how good you are. So it's very important to get it right the first time. 73% of our customers 73% of our customers fall in love with the brand or an agency because of friendly customer service reps. No more need to be said with that. 89%, a whopping 89% of customers are more likely to make another purchase after a positive customer service experience. So many of you might be challenged with selling ancillary products or additional products to your clients. If you give them that good customer service, you're building that rapport and you're building that trust. And most of your customers, and statistics is saying this, they're going to buy more from you because they trust you. So make sure that you're giving them that good customer service if you want to sell more to your customer. Now, let me tell you about the benefit of selling more to your customers. The more you sell to your customers, the stickier things get for your customers when it comes to leaving. If you sell one product to your customer, it's quite easy for another agency to come up and swoop that customer away. But if your customer have 3, 4, 5 different products from you, now it's really a pain for them to leave. So sell them more, but start it off with good customer service. And then 80% of the people are willing to pay more for a better experience. And I'm also one of those people. I will pay for the service that I get. If I'm getting bad customer service, case in point, I love to get my nails done. If I go somewhere and I get bad service when it comes to getting my nails done, I'll never see that person again. And I'll go someplace else and I might spend more, but I feel better. So I know it's not the best example when it comes to selling insurance, but it was on my mind. So, and I like getting my nails done. So I figured I'll share that with you guys. Okay, so next, make it a personal experience when you're talking to your customers. So what I mean by making it personal, get to know them. Ask them about their families. Ask them about their personal experiences. Ask them the why question when it comes to why they're making the decisions that they're making. Don't just be reactive to what it is that they want. Find out the why from that, because a lot of times you will find out a lot more about your clients and what is driving them to make the decisions that they need to make. Next, ask about their interests, their hobbies, and their families and all that good stuff. Really, that helps you to know your customer in the long run. So when you're calling your customer back for follow-up conversations, you're not just that person who's calling and saying, do you need something else? What else can I help you with? Okay, you're good. Goodbye. That is a totally different experience than saying, you know what, I heard Johnny graduated last month. How was the graduation? I heard you're a grandma now. Awesome. Tell me, what is your grandbaby's name? So it is very important to learn about their interests, their hobbies, their families, things like that, because it really helps to build that rapport and a long-term relationship. And people like to talk about themselves, not just talk about their needs. So make it personal. What else? Something else that you might want to talk about is what's keeping them up at night. What are their pains? It's a lot of times people will tell you, I'm looking for good insurance. My next question usually is, tell me what's keeping you up at night when it comes to health insurance. Or I might ask the question, if I can wave a magic wand and create the best plan for you, what would that look like? Because I want to know, what is it that they need beyond the obvious, which is health insurance. And then finally, make sure you're being human. Tell them a little bit about yourself. Share some things about yourself so that they can see that you're just like them. You have the same needs and desires just like they do, and they will greatly appreciate that. Now, we have talked about this page in the past before, but I bring it up again because it's really, really very important. Being proactive in helping our clients is much better than just being reactive. These 7 things that you see on the screen right now, 99% of our clients want to know the answers to these questions. So be proactive in addressing these needs. So maybe you guys some of you might not have heard this in the past. So I'm going to go over it real briefly with you right now. Things your clients want to know. Doctor visits. When I go see my doctor, first of all, will I be able to see my doctor? Or do I have to now change my doctor? What about my visits to the hospital? What is that going to look like? They want to have that type of information. Make sure you're finding out who their doctors are. Are they within the network? That's the next big one, because people don't want to change their doctor. If I had to change my doctor, I've had her for 20 years, it would be devastating for me. Find out. Now, sometimes it's necessary due to cost, but if it's not necessary, do whatever you can to help your customers to find out what networks they need to be in. Prescription drugs. Guys, for those people, an example here is the average annual cost for the clotting factor therapy for people who have hemophilia is roughly $300,000. That's a lot of money, lots of money. That's something you're going to want to know, because 9 times out of 10, that person is going to need to be on an ACA plan, because that is an expensive drug. However, if they're only taking a blood pressure medicine that is only going to cost them $20 a month, they might not need to be on an ACA plan. A short-term medical plan will save them in the long run a lot more money. So making sure you understand about those prescription drugs, what are they on and what are their concerns around that? Outpatient care and testing, they have to have an MRI. What is that going to look like? Wellness visits. Make sure you understand whatever plan you're recommending, what are their wellness visits going to look like? Because people want to know that. Emergency room visits as well as ambulatory care. And then, of course, everyone wants to know, what is my deductible going to be? What is my copay? What about my coinsurance, as well as my maximum out-of-pocket? The things that you see on the screen right now, if you are prepared to answer those questions for your client and you're being proactive, you are ahead of the game, because this is what your clients are worried about. And these things are all a part of good customer service. So next thing I want to talk about is customizing your client's needs. So make it their own. So what do I mean by that? When we're building a house, we always start with the foundation of that house. When it comes to insurance, the foundation that we have are those ACA plans, the short-term medical plans, and even employer-sponsored plans. So many of you, I have heard on the phone, as soon as someone says that they're on an employer-sponsored plan, oh, sounds like you have a great plan, wonderful. Sounds like you're all set. Have a great day. Click. No, that is not necessarily true. I just met with someone not too long ago who has an employer-sponsored plan, but that plan does nothing for her children. Her children can't be on that plan because that plan is way too expensive. So she really needs children-only plans because she can't afford to have them on her employer-sponsored plan. So asking the right questions, even with those employer-sponsored plans, is just as important. So when we're talking to our customers, we're trying to find out what is their foundation like, the ACA needs, or the short-term medical needs, or maybe they're on an employer-sponsored plan. And then we're building on that foundation to give them more coverage so that their coverage is more comprehensive. So this is a fact, guys. Approximately 61% of Americans say they're unable to pay for $1,000 unplanned expense. I would say an accident would be an unplanned expense. I would say that a critical illness diagnosis is an unplanned expense. These are all things that you can help your clients prepare for that they are not thinking about. If you think that your clients know that there are critical illness plans out there, or fixed indemnity plans out there, or accident plans out there, I guarantee you they don't know that those plans are out there. And you guys, ACA plans and the individual MOOP on an ACA plan is $9,100. How is someone with only $1,000 in the bank going to afford a $9,100 MOOP? It's impossible. They can't. You can help your clients avoid completely medical bankruptcy just by creating comprehensive plans. So we start with that foundation, and then we talk about and we ask questions to find out, is cancer a concern in your family? Making sure that accidents can happen, they're not planned, making sure that they have some kind of coverage when it comes to accidents. There's just so much that we can prepare our clients for, and they will thank you for a lifetime, because when those things happen, it is devastating if they are not prepared. And of course, I wear glasses. I love to see when I'm doing things. So make sure the vision is taken care of. I love my teeth. I love my smile. So does your clients. Make sure that they have a dental plan. And maybe right then and there is not the time to do it because they're only thinking maybe about the basic and that foundation. But your follow-up calls should consist that customer service of talking about the things that can be built upon that foundation. Educate your clients, guys. I just said just a few minutes ago, our clients don't know about insurance. One of the biggest problems in insurance is our customers do not understand what they're buying. They don't understand even what they need. So they really need you to help educate them in order to know what is best for them. And it is, guys, it is so simple to do. You don't have to make it a big stage show, or you don't have to sit there for 45 minutes and try and teach them everything you learned in order to pass your exam. It's very, very simple. It's just asking them, do they understand it? Here is an example of what I do in order to find out if my customers understand it. I'll just simply, when I'm presenting, once I decide what is the best option for my clients, when I'm presenting, I'll just say to them, Mr. Client, this plan uses the Aetna Open Choice PPO network and has a copay for doctors and specialty visits of only $40 and for urgent care visits, as well as a $60 copay for specialists. Your plan will also have a $5,000 deductible with 100% coinsurance. The good news is that that means once your deductible is paid, your covered medical expenses will be paid at 100%. So, Mr. Customer, I need to ask you, are you familiar with what deductible, copay, and coinsurance means? How have you used that in the past? And I usually ask that second part, how have you used it in the past? Because some people will say, yes, they understand it and don't know what you're talking about from the man on the moon. They have no idea, but they just don't want to say that they don't know. So I'll simply ask them, how have you used it in the past? Believe me, guys, once again, we don't think of these things as good customer service, but it is. When people understand what they're using, they will use it. If they don't, they get frustrated, unhappy, and they think that they have a bad plan, and they really have an excellent plan. They just don't know how to use it. The next thing, and this is the final thing that I'm going to give to you guys, is really when it comes to avoiding problems with our customers, you can work to resolve these problems by being timely in your responses. While we can't always give instant responses to our customers, that's just a goal that's not always attainable, because sometimes we have to find the answer to the problems that that your clients are experiencing. So we don't always have the answers, but what we can do is make sure that we can quickly get the answer for our customers as soon as possible. Here's another stat for you guys. 72% of customers say that explaining their problems to multiple people is poor customer service. Now, I totally agree with this, because I absolutely hate when someone gives me a number to call to resolve my problem, and then I call that number, and then that somebody gives me another number to call, and I call that number, and then that somebody sends me back to the first person that I was talking to, but it's a different representative this time. And each single time I have to re-explain my situation every single time. I know all of you have been through this, and I know all of you are frustrated when it happens, because it is frustrating to me. So what I suggest to you guys, in order to quickly resolve problems, especially those problems you don't have the answer, and it's okay that you don't have the answer, but you can take ownership of that problem. Most of us have three-way call phones. We can easily put our customer on hold, call the number that we were just about to give to them, take our customer off hold and put them in the three-way call, and simply have that explain to the customer service person that answers the phone. Instead of your customer needing to do this, they don't know the terminology they need to have, but you do. Simply explain to that customer service person while your client is on the phone what the problem is, and you work through it with your client so your client problem can get resolved, so that your client doesn't have to go run this crazy rat race to find the answer, to only call you back angrier than Hades because they haven't been able to get an answer to their problem. This is another way we can be proactive in helping our clients versus being reactive and handling their frustrated calls with us. And one other thing that I have here written, and I wasn't going to say it at first, but I think it's important, be upfront with your clients. You know, so many times we want to be the informed person or people that we are, and we should be. But like I said earlier, we don't know the answers to everything. So sometimes we need to be upfront with our customers. Don't say that something is possible when it's not possible, because the client is eventually going to find this out, and then they're going to lose your number, and you are not going to have that customer anymore. So be upfront on what you can do and what you can't do, and make sure if you think you can do it, do some research to see if you can, so that you are truly giving them the right answer. All right, guys, I'm pretty passionate about customer service. It is a pet peeve of mine because I loved my clients when I was selling, and my clients love me just like your clients love you. And I just want that to continue from now and evermore. So that is going to do it for me today. I want to thank you guys all for joining me. I do have a request from all of you. If you guys have a topic or a product that you want to hear about, we want to hear from you. So please email us at training@ahcpsales.com. We would love to hear some of your ideas so that we can give you, because you guys are our customers, we want to give you what it is that you are looking for. And as always, if you have any questions regarding anything dealing with sales or products, just reach out to us at training@ahcpsales.com, or you can call the 877 number. And if you want to watch this video or any other of our other prior videos, you can see that on YouTube. That is going to do it for me, everyone. Have a fabulous week, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today.